Hi guys, so welcome back, and today is April 22nd, hopefully when you're watching this, if you're doing it on time, and it is Wednesday, and so yesterday we talked about dividing a fraction and a whole number together, and today we're going to continue that process with dividing two fractions. It's going to be the same process, except one of them is not going to be a whole number. So actually it's kind of easier because we don't have to go through that extra step of putting a whole number over one, which is cool. All right. So just like yesterday, we have our three steps, and I know you're all chanting them in your head right now. Keep first one, change the sign to times, flip the second one. So that's again, it's going to be our exact same steps again. So let's get our feet wet first. So if I have 1/2 divided by 1/4, I'm going to write out my three steps. 1/2 stays 1/2. And then 1 over 4 becomes 4 over 1. 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2. 4 over 2 would be 2. All right, now let's do 3/5 divided by 1/10. Change flip. 3/5 becomes stays 3/5. Division becomes multiplication, and then 1/10 would become 10. Oh, what's going on there? Hold on. 1/10 will become 10 over 1. What is going on? All right, 3 times 10 is 30. 5 times 1 is 5. 30 over 5 would be 6. And then down over here, we have 3/7 divided by 6/7. 3/7 stays the same. That's our keep. Division becomes multiplication. 6/7 becomes 7 over 6 when you flip it. 3 times 7 is 21. 7 times 6 is 42. And then if you divide these both by 7, because these are both divisible by 7, 21 divided by 7 is 3. 42 divided by 7 is 6. And then we can continue to divide those, again, both by 3, which would become 1/2. So that one's a little trickier to simplify, but we did it. All right, let's keep going. How many 3/10 fit into 3/5? So that means that we have 3/5 and want to fit 3/10 pieces. So 3/5 is what we're starting with here. Even though it's technically second in the problem, that's what we have in front of us. We have 3/5 and we want to know how many 3/10 fit. 3/5 divided by 3/10. 3 over 5 stays the same. That's our keep. Change to multiplication, and then 3/10 becomes 10 over 3. 3 times 10 is 30. 5 times 3 is 15. 30 over 15 would become 2, because 30 divided by 15 is 2. Or you can think 15 times 2 is 30. All right, let's keep going. Jackson is making pancakes. He has a quarter scoop. He needs to scoop 1/2 cup of flour. How many times does he need to use the scoop? So he has the 1/2 cup. And then he needs a quarter groups. So we're splitting up the 1/2 of flour that he has because he has the flour in front of him. And he's splitting it up into the scoops. 1/2 divided by 1/4 becomes 1/2 times 4 over 1 if I do my keep change flip. 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2. 4 over 2 would be 2, so he needs, sorry for that awful handwriting, 2 scoops. What's going on here? Where's my pen? There we go. Okay, so he needs 2 scoops because we just split up the 1/2 cup of flour into quarter groups. That became 1/2 times 4, which became 4 over 2, which is 2. All right, let's keep going. The store-bought cheese that weighs 3/4 of a pound, she divides it into portions that are each 1/8 of a pound. How many portions did she make? So what we have is the cheese in front of us. That's what's in front of us. So that goes first. And then we're splitting it into 1/8 groups. 3 over 4 times 8 over 1. 3 times 8 is 24. 4 times 1 is 4. 24 over 4 is 6 portions. And portions is just another word for servings. So that means that there's 6 little groups that she made. Again, the 3/4 came first because that was the cheese that she had, and then she split it up into the portions. All right. Jason has 3/4 of a yard of fabric. He wants to make pieces that are each 1/12 of a yard. How many pieces can he make? So he has 3/4, and then he wants to make 1/12. 3/4 divide by 1/12, and then that becomes 3/4. That's my key. Change to multiplication, and then my flip, 1/12, becomes 12 over 1. 36 over 4 becomes 9. So he can make 9 pieces. All right, let's keep going. I'm gonna skip that one. Jason lives 3/4 of a mile away. He stops every 1/12 of a mile. How many times did he stop? And we actually have some choices here. But we're not just going to pick a random one. We need to do out the work. So we have 3/4 of a mile, and then we're splitting that up into 1/12 groups. 3/4 times 12 over 1. Because we did our keep change flip. 3 times 12 is 36. 4 times 1 is 4. Oh, did we just do this? So it would be 9. I think those were the same numbers. So he stopped 9 times if he stopped every 1/12 of a mile. You need 3/4 cup of flour. You have a 1/8 scoop. How many scoops do you need to make? So we're splitting up 3/4 into 1/8 groups. 3/4 times 8 over 1. If I do my keep change flip, 3 times 8 is 24. 4 times 1 is 4. 24 over 4 is 6. Again, notice I did not just choose a random answer. I actually did out the work and thought it out. All right, so, and then last one. Jason lives 2/3 of a mile away. So he has to go 2/3, and then he's stopping every 1/9. So we're going to make 1/9 groups with 2/3. That's why, so we're dividing, and then that's going to become 2/3 times 9 over 1. 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 1 is 3. 18 over 3 is 6 times. Again, I did not just do a random answer. I thought it out. Okay, so now you are going to go on to problematic, and just like we've been doing, you need to explain your answers using race. And it should look something like, you need this many scoops, this is because, therefore. It should be a nice thought out statement so I know that you know what you're doing. And then I will see you on Zoom at 10:30. All right, bye guys, I miss you so much.